I don't know what the I wasn't expecting this.
I asked you. There's
Yeah,
no
you
dress code.
did, but I don't know what the fuck this is. But welcome guys to It Takes Three. Right now, today, it seems like it's gonna be It Takes Two, and then hope that the third one is okay, but she is sickly, and I'm assuming she's asleep because she hasn't responded. But for those who don't know, this is an interactive podcast. Let me share this X3 by giving y'all channel point options to control parts of the podcast. Y'all are welcome to discuss or participate in the same things that we are in the chat amongst each other, and share them in the It Takes Three channel in the Discord. We're also in the Discord. If you're not up for watching and you want to just listen, we are now.
You don't want to see my crazy ass.
Velma with long hair.
No, I'm checking.
That's what it looked like to me. Was or you? Yeah, you look like Daphne to me.
I do. I do not pull off the orange. It doesn't look good in my complexion.
No echo and stream. Yeah. But guys, we're gonna start doing introductions. We did that last time, but we'll do it again every stream. I'm Rose on Twitch, Danielle out in the wild. I'm a dog mom, variety streamer, and a firm believer of spreading mental health awareness, and that's basically what my channel is formed around, is that. So Queen, if you wanted to introduce yourself briefly.
I didn't even write my stuff down. I'm Queen. I'm crazy. I'm a new streamer. Rose's best friend, and I'm a caffeine addict. That's about it.
Be like the.
And I'm full of surprises.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell, why she's in her outfit today.
I bought my Halloween costume today, and I was really excited. Crazy? I was crazy.
That was crazy once. But also I decided, we do the random question to start off or whatever. So I decided to do that as the question of the day. I already picked I already did the random question. So, have you ever let someone else get punished for something you did?
I mean, growing up, yeah.
Yeah.
My brother.
I mean, yeah, if you have siblings, most likely you have done that. I can't remember a specific, time. But there was a story I wanted to share that was really funny. So I had, I ran through the living room, and my mom has a lot of antiques. I ran through the living room, and I bumped into something, and it fell, and it broke. I don't remember what exactly it was, but it broke. And Dean saw it, my brother, and he was like, I hear myself echo for a second, but he's like, so what we're gonna do is tape it together, okay? And we're gonna set it back up because it was the back of it came off. So we taped it together, and he's like, I won't tell Mom if you don't tell Mom. I was like, all right.
Oh.
So then we set it back up, and we didn't speak a word about it until my mom looked over there, picked it up, and it fell apart, and she goes, all right, who broke it?
Oh no.
And Dean was like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't know. Must have been the dogs or something. I don't know. And she's like, did y'all both break? like, I was pretty proud of my brother for keeping his promise of not telling. He's just like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I would say that was something that, Like, I mean, I don't know if that's like someone else got punished for it, but it was just like something that we hid until like we couldn't hide it no more, you know? So,
I know as I got older, I would like tell my mom what I was actually up to. I'm like, remember when I said I was going here? Well, this is what I was actually doing. She's like, what?
all right. Did you have a story of like when you took, or it's just like any sibling story really that?
Not really. I can't really think
Like
of
a
anything.
pin-
Honestly, my mind has a hard time going back that far.
Dude, same.
But-
Honestly, same. It's so hard for me. But Alpha redeemed, this or that. We've only had one other this or that. So pasta or burgers is the this or that.
You see, that's a tough one because it's usually depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I had to go without one for the rest of my life, that's how I try to think about things. I would probably choose pasta over burgers because I feel like pasta is more, I guess, universal where, you know, there's tomato pasta, there's, you know, Alfredo pasta, pesto pasta, whatever. I feel like a hamburger is still just a hamburger.
Yeah.
So I would definitely choose pasta.
But for me, if I didn't have the tummy issues and things, I would say burgers. I've had so much pasta. You have no idea how much pasta we just have in our I'm tired of eating pasta. I'm tired of it. Like, I love it, but like not to the point where I can eat it every day. You know what I mean? Like, I could eat a burger every day. But my stomach would regret it.
I was recently introduced to breakfast hamburgers because, like, I know Denny's or whatever, they'll have a hamburger and they'll put the hash brown in it and like a fried egg. Game changer.
Yeah. I would say burger, because you can have burgers different ways too, you know? You can have different toppings and things on them. You can have like, if we're not limiting to just like beef, like you can have turkey burgers, veggie burgers, bean burgers. Yeah. Like, there's different types of burgers you can have too. So honestly, like like, I would pick burgers if I didn't have the tummy issue. Like, I couldn't eat a burger every day just because of my stomach. But
yeah, I love chicken Alfredo. The word stupid. No, it's actually not. It's not that bad.
It's actually really good for somebody like me. It's actually, well, I prefer bean burgers over like there's, so veggie burgers, it depends on, sometimes they call bean burgers veggie burgers, right? But there's like veggie burgers that are specifically like plant-based. Yeah,
it's soy. I know they have like black bean burgers. Those are good.
Yeah, I like black bean burgers. Like, if but yeah, I'm a burger person, dude. I love burgers so much, and I'm so sad I can't eat them all the time. Or I have to like substitute.
Kind of changing my mind, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're changing my mind.
There's different options for burgers. It's not just like the basic cheeseburger, right? You can have a mushroom Swiss burger. You can have an avocado burger.
Yeah,
you can have
because no matter what, pasta is still pasta. Whether you add, you know, chicken in it or meatballs, I mean, you're still having the pasta. At least you can change the meat and change the base of the hamburger.
Have you seen the donut burgers or whatever? Like, where the buns are donuts?
Or glazed donuts? Yeah, that makes my stomach turn.
I'm kind of curious on how that tastes.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I would try a bite, but to eat one all by myself.
Yeah. That would be like a experience thing. Like, you have to experience once, you know? At least. Like,
yeah. Or a deep fried Twinkie or something, which I would love to try.
So there was one burger I had, and I had to eat it with a fork and a knife because it was a burger, and then they poured queso on it. It was like drenched in queso. Like, And it was like, it was so freaking amazing, dude. It was so amazing, but I was sick after eating. because it's like lots of cheese and meat and yeah, it's just
Yeah, if I have too much
There's a
cheese
lot.
on something, it makes me like nauseous really bad.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so pasta or burgers? Chat or comments later on. What would you prefer, pasta or burgers?
I changed my
You changed that to
answer
burger. You've been
in the past 3
converted
minutes.
to
Yep, I've
burgers.
been converted.
But I wanted to ask you on this podcast how your trip to Las Vegas was, and also
I came back a new person.
right. She look at her like she looks like she's from Las Vegas, right?
Dude, I'll tell you what, there is no dress code in Vegas. Like, you could be the bummiest bum, or you can be the most bougie, like, person out there. Like, there's really no, like, second glances. Like, everybody is just, you could be who you are there.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I hadn't been to Vegas since I was 15, 16.
Yeah, I was little. I was younger than that. The last time I went to Vegas, like actually, well, I say that, but I've been in the airport at Vegas, right? But not like
when you came to
outside. Like
not on the ground.
Not on the ground since
Not on
I
its
was
soil.
Since I was like real little. Like I remember me and Dean were like real little when we went to Vegas. But yeah, you went to Vegas and you went to the Titanic Museum, and I'm kind of curious. I've been curious how that went, like how you felt in that, given our like connection and everything. And I've never been to the one in Vegas, Titanic Museum in Vegas.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Trying to
Describe.
give a good like description.
Is it like the shape of the boat on the outside, basically? Like it is the boat on the outside?
No, it's
Because the one I went to, it was like half the boat. You know, it looked like it was like sinking, kind of. And that was the museum outside. But
well, it was inside the hotel. I don't know if you could see it, but it's like it's a building.
Okay.
And that's inside the hotel.
Mm.
It's all blurry as hell.
I could see it.
Sorry, my dogs.
It's fine. I'm surprised mine aren't going.
It was very surreal. It's almost like it gave me a feeling of like you have to see it to believe it, because you hear these stories about like, oh, this happened and this happened, and like it happened, but you don't really like it doesn't really like, I'm gonna use the term, sink in that it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It almost feels like
okay,
it's
like people will tell you like, oh, the Empire State Building, it's ginormous, it's there, it's tall, but until you're there, you don't realize like actually how tall. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've been in the Empire State Building, and to get up to the top, it was like you had to get in a line to get into another line, to get into another line that gets into the elevator, then you go up a few floors, and then you go out and into another line to get into. It was crazy to get to it took us like over 2 hours or more to get to the top, and then we spent like 30 minutes up there and then left. It's not worth going up the Empire State Building. I'm just letting you know.
It is for the experience, though.
Maybe just to say that you did it, but honestly, I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, some things are a one and done.
Yeah, but
yeah, it was very surreal, because like as soon as you walk in, like it's a room and it's a very like dark blue lighting, and all the walls were just covered in like portraits of people that were on it, and you just get like a chill. It's like, oh god, like this is happening. It was weird. It felt like the anxiety of like when you're about to get on a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, do you
Okay.
like my Twitch name?
Um,
Welcome.
we got another
Um,
couch monster. Let me write that down as you're talking.
Yeah. It was cool because it starts at the next room you walk into starts at the steam room, and there's a bunch of like artifacts in there that they recovered from the site.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next room is like uh what's it called? My mind blanked. Third class. It was showing
Yeah.
like what the third class hallways looked like, and then what the room would have looked like. They were like bunk beds, and it was saying that a couple hundred people had to share like 2 bathrooms. So it was like giving you like facts and everything. And then it went into second class, where it showed basically the same thing and all that stuff. And then it went into third class, yada yada yada. But it was crazy to see like all the little things that they had recovered from, like, silverware and plates and little shaving kits and suitcases, that just basically stuff that they picked off the ocean floor. And then it took us onto the deck, and it looked really cool because they had like, the deck wasn't like super big, but it gave you like the perception that it was like huge because they had mirrors, and so it made it look like the deck was really long.
Yeah.
And it was very dark in there, and but you could see like a bunch of like white dots, so it looked like stars. Basically what they would have seen. And at the higher and higher you go up the floors, the air started getting colder. And it like gave me goosebumps and like made me almost have like a melancholy type of feeling, because what's like coming. And just reading the stories on the walls of like, the people. At the beginning, they give you a boarding pass, looks like the ticket. And then on the back of it shows the name of a passenger and all that stuff. It shows their story, and then there's like a little QR code on it. And then at the end, you scan it, and you get to see if like your passenger like survived or not. I still have it, actually. I kept it.
I'm sure I have mine still somewhere, tucked away somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah, it was very surreal. It just like led up, to the sinking and everything. And then, so instead, how when you went, they had like water and you could put your hand in it and like feel the temperature. So what they had here wasn't water. It was a son of a bitch. Portrait mode.
I just can't get over your hair situation.
I do not look good.
You just don't look like yourself at all.
So basically, it was an iceberg.
Oh yeah, they had one like that too. They had an iceberg that you could touch too.
Those are actual pieces like from the boat. Like they were all covered in glass, and they had like a little like, here's the deck. It made it look bigger than what it was because they had a bunch of mirrors.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and this is what first class room would have looked like a basic room. It's beautiful. But they had on the thing next to the iceberg, it said like, you touch it, this would have been the temperature. Like when you touch it, it literally this is an extra small and it's still too fucking big. It said this would have been the temperature, but this is fresh water. Salt water would have been even colder. And that was hard to imagine because when I touched it, it literally feels like all the nerves in your hands.
Like you couldn't hold it there for very long because it's really cold. And like I have a saltwater pool. Like my parents had a saltwater pool, and it would get like really cold for a saltwater pool. Like imagine that, temperature times 10.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. It gave me like this very haunting like feeling, because it's like I can't imagine
You're
My hand was like
you're submerged in it. They were submerged in it.
Yeah, they said it showed on the side too, was saying most of the people who did die didn't even, they didn't die from drowning. They died from hypothermia
Yeah.
and losing their minds
Mm-hmm.
from, the cold.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like seeing all these people's like belongings and like that was somebody's, razor, that was somebody's, pair of glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the artifacts that like kind of hit me the most was the ones that were broken.
Yeah.
There was like a pair of like, what do they call them, like spectacles,
Mm-hmm.
it's like round and like goes over the nose, but it was one of them was like broken in half, like the glass, and it's just like from impact or being stepped on or whatever. It was just such a like surreal feeling. But the one room that really like hit me was, it was a very dark room and it was cold in there, and when you walk in you just see like
your dogs are fighting in the background.
you just see this ginormous like piece, and I'm like, what is that? And as I got closer you could see it's actually a side of the ship, but it's a very small portion of the ship, but I'm like, this thing is massive.
I don't think I've ever seen like a piece like that.
It's a see it would have been windows.
Holy shit.
The picture doesn't give it justice. This thing is motherfucker. This thing is ginormous, and to know that it's just like a very small
section
portion
of
the ship. It showed you. I don't know if you could see it, but it shows you where it came from, and it's just like such a tiny portion.
Wow.
Of the ship, but this thing is massive. And it said on had like like a sign or something like that, do not touch, yada yada yada. They preserved it, like they have like this like almost like a type of tar or something like that around it, and on the thing it said, as long as it's in a dark room with controlled temperature, it's fine. Oh, my favorite part was they made the staircase.
Yeah.
Did you see that too?
They do that in all of them. They have the staircase where you can like take pictures and stuff there. They've actually had weddings at the one I went to. Like they have like, you can have a wedding.
Yeah, they do weddings there too.
At the staircase.
It was $3,000. I was like, Mom.
Right, like if she's having a small wedding, like shit, you know?
Yeah, it's set up to 10 guests and all that stuff, but it was really neat because they had a piece of, the cherub that they have at like the end of the staircases, the little statue. It looked exactly like it did in the movie. It was cool. A piece of it was broken off and all that stuff, but they said because they've had it for so long, and it started how do you say it, oxidizing, because it was like reacting to the air. It's like basically falling apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite part, was seeing like the staircase.
Yeah. Yeah. I stood on that staircase for a while because I thought it was cool. Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me walk all the way to the top, but I was able to walk halfway up. But still, like, I mean, I know it's not the actual staircase, but the replica, knowing that's what it looked like. But I couldn't believe like how many pieces from the ship they had.
Yeah, I think like they had pieces and things. I think in this other, but not like a side of the ship like that. They might have it now, like they might have spread them out.
Yeah, that was donated. That was donated by by one of the people.
Yeah, imagine trying to get that bitch up. Like they had to like pay probably lots of money to get that side of the Titanic up, But
yeah, but yeah, it was cool because you start from the steam deck, and then
it kind of
and you go all the way up.
That's what it did, kind of, with the one I went to too. Like they did it in a chronological like story order of like you're boarding the ship. This is boarding the ship, and then you get in and like go to your rooms, and yeah, get up to the deck, like, and then the iceberg hit, like, you know,
Yeah,
and all that.
it took you all the way to
To literally the
basically
end.
today. Yeah,
Yeah.
it said that at the end of it, it said that they're gonna try and recover more
Mm.
because within the next few years, like probably within like next 10 years, it's gonna be gone. Like a lot of like not like the ship because the ship that's huge,
Mm.
but
The items and things like
a lot
that.
of stuff that's down there.
Because yeah, like I mean
Oh,
it's been underwater for
over
for
100 years.
yeah, a long ass time. And like fish and everything else, like animals taking
Hmm.
pieces away from the ship. Like I'm sure there's like, you know, maybe they used it for their own like little
Yeah, this kind of hit me hard too. Is
fishy homes.
they had a plaque on the wall and it was telling the story
Mm.
of a man, and next to it was a suitcase,
Mm-hmm.
and in the glass thing there was belongings, and they knew it belonged to him because in the suitcase it had his name and it had postcards like that he wanted to send out to his mom and all that stuff.
Mm.
But it was crazy because right here it's his shirt, his pocket knife, his shoes, his glasses, and a fountain pen that he had in his suitcase.
Wow.
So it was like very surreal knowing like that was
That
his
was
belongings, you know what I
his,
mean?
yeah.
That was his stuff. So
Yeah.
it was very surreal. I took my time in there. I probably spent maybe like hour and a half in there.
Yeah, I took my
And
time in there too because like whenever I went in there, I mean, I'm telling you, I felt like completely distraught. Like it was not even just
I teared up as soon as I walked in because that room with the dark blue lighting and then just seeing like I'm getting chills.
mm,
And then seeing all like the, you know, the people's faces on the wall,
yeah.
it was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is real. It's not a story. It's not a movie. Like it
Yeah.
really happened. I mean, I knew
Yeah.
it happened. You know, it's a historical fact.
But it's kind of like almost
seeing it in front of you.
like honestly like kind of like a legend in a sense or something like
Mhm.
that. You know, people like don't even realize the severity sometimes, I think, of what actually did happen, you know.
Yeah.
Um but I know when I was in the one, they had like, I don't know if this one did it, but they had like different step levels like of the deck or whatever where you could feel the incline, like the different inclines as the ship was going up and then
Oh, shoot.
snapping.
No.
So yeah, they, you know, you start out flat and then it was like it went up into the incline, and I'm telling you, it went up to like, you know, here, and I was like I was holding on like I couldn't keep myself up there, and I can't imagine those people trying to do that with their feet literally dangling, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I think
mine wasn't dangling because I was like on the ground, you know, but like it was at such an incline that like I can't
yeah,
imagine
I
like
think the
holding
movie
on.
gave a very good
Mm,
perception of what it was like. People just, you know, hanging on.
yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience. You know, I had a lot of emotion that
Yeah.
I don't really want to get into because I already got chills. So
Yeah. But other than
you can imagine.
yeah, you can imagine. But other than that, your Las Vegas trip, you sent me a picture of a lady that was barely wearing
saw-
anything.
I saw a lot of butt cheeks.
It's like I was telling her, it's like the, you know, the pictures of like Walmart after midnight or something, like, or at midnight, and like the
That's Vegas
pictures you see
24/7.
from that was basically what she sent me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a very interesting crowd because Bruno Mars was in town. Beyonce was the same night that we went to our concert.
Mm.
And then I think Kelly Clarkson or something like that. So it was a packed weekend. But yeah, people, you know, all different sizes and, you know, like It's like anybody you can imagine.
Was there.
The craziest thing you can imagine. Was there.
Yeah. And then
there was a lot of sequins because you could tell who was going to the Beyonce concert because they were wearing silver sequins, cowgirl hats, and boots, and like they looked good. But I guess that's her theme or something like that, like a Renaissance type of thing. And she asked all her people who were going to her concert to wear sequins, so in the stadium it would look like a disco ball. I didn't go see Beyonce, by the way. I just knew who was going to see Beyonce.
Because there was a lot of secrets.
Sunglasses when you look at Old Town Vegas on Fremont. Yeah, I didn't go down Fremont. I was on Las Vegas Boulevard. No.
No. You also were talking to me about seeing the Zach Bagans museum. I told her, I said I
passed by it.
I've seen their like live thing on it or whatever that they did. Like they did a live stayed the night in his own museum and stuff. And he has a lot of things that are like I don't fuck with. Alright, I don't fuck with demon shit. And he has a lot of those type of things in that museum that like you're not even supposed to touch them, but like I don't even want to be in the vicinity. Yeah. Like I don't want to bring no demon home. Like I don't fuck with that kind of shit with the demons. Like that's a big pile of nope. And he has that's what he's like really is interested in. If you noticed, like if you ever watched Ghost Adventures, he's like very he likes to piss off demons too, which pisses me off. I don't know why I watch him, but he just likes to piss off.
It's your boy.
Demons, it's your boy. I hate fucking like how he provokes them. I'm like, what are you doing?
Them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no,
and then he sends Aaron in there and he's like, good luck. After he like provokes them.
Poor Aaron.
I'm like, you asshole.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for Aaron.
My stepmom was driving and she drove by it and she's like, oh look, there it is. I'm like, keep going, it's gonna follow us.
yeah. I told Queen, I was like, I want to go. Like it's cool and everything, but it won't be cool when you bring a demon home.
Yeah, I was gonna go, and then you talked me out of it. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna pay $54 to take a demon home.
Take a demon home with you.
I'm good.
I just care for your safety, girlfriend. And if we're as attuned to like feelings and you know the other side or whatever as I think we are, then I would be like, no.
I got Harold living in my house.
Harold, dude.
Yeah, I call the ghost in my house Harold.
Yeah.
He likes to open doors
and turn on lights, right? You said you turned on a lamp. I thought. Oh no, we were making.
When you were here?
No, we were making a joke. That's right. We were making a joke that Harold was turning the light.
We're watching Ghost Adventures, and we're like, Harold, turn on the light.
Yeah.
No, Harold likes to open doors and scare Brock awake and make scary shadows in the hallway. Yeah. Mommy, there's a man in the hallway. That was an experience.
Yeah, no, we don't.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just explaining.
Harold, we're at peace. You can live here as long as you don't hurt anybody. And maybe keep your ghosty haunting to a down low, you know? Little.
Well, I used to tease my kids because they'd be in Brock's room right here, and it shares the wall with my closet. And so I would go in my closet and I would like knock on the wall. And I go hop in bed really quick, and they would come in and they're like, was that you? And I'm like, what? I'm laying right here. And so they would go back and I would go back.
You're going to traumatize your kids, honestly. Oh
no, now they try to do it to me. It's just karma. And so I'm like, oh, that's just Harold. He's the zombie that lives in the wall.
Sometimes your kids freak me out. Like, not Brock necessarily, more like Everly freaks me out.
Everly, dude, I'm telling you.
Everly's so scary.
She'll get on her hands and knees.
And like crawl.
Yep.
Yeah,
She'll put her head.
she's
She'll put her head all the way
freaking
down
weird.
and crawl backwards, like making like weird freaking noises.
But you've done this to her. You realize?
I know.
You've
Or
done
I'll
this.
be sitting on the couch and they stick their hands through the holes and like grab me, like being like little creeps.
Yeah, she's so funny. Though she's really funny, but also like really scary. Like she could be, you know, she needs a job at like a horror, like a haunted house.
Yeah, I thought about
Oh
putting
my
her
gosh.
into gymnastics. So
She
could be
needs
more
to
flexible and
fucking
just
do
perfect
that.
it.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
her life calling right there. Honestly, she would probably enjoy it. She probably would enjoy scaring the. She could probably do it like as a little kid too. You know, like have a little girl
Yeah,
ghosty.
they need little ghosty girls and
Yeah,
things like that.
she could definitely do that, and she could like have some like extra money to spend on toys or something.
all
but-
mommy's hard scaring work paid off.
That like soon she's gonna be in movies, you know, like.
Yep.
So
I like how my bun just like sticks out of
I didn't even know you had a. Oh, it's your hair underneath
my hair.
bun. Okay, I was like, what? You don't have like a hairnet thing or something?
No,
No. It looks so silly.
I got a tail.
Yeah, you do. Oh my god, but
But yeah, I originally went to because the Halloween store opened up on Friday, and last year I waited too long for to get something, so that's why I ended up getting what I got last year. But I was like, this year I'm on it. I have a good coupon. I'm gonna go. I went intending to get, like I was telling you, like I should be a gremlin this year.
yeah.
I was gonna get a gremlin onesie, and I'm like, you know what? No, I want to get something that I really want to get, and I've been looking at like a Chucky costume for like a couple years now. Yeah.
But yeah, my weekend or week even wasn't even really that exciting like your Las Vegas trip.
But you did have an eventful weekend for sure.
Yeah. I've been like I had to take a break yesterday from streaming because I was like I was going crazy, guys. Like I felt like I was going crazy. Like I did oh my god, that was fucking loud in my ears. Thank you, Tiger. I just felt like I was going insane. So Monday I had stream, right? Last Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday was the 2 12-hour streams, or the 24-hour stream, or whatever. And then Thursday, I did Luke and Mitch's podcast. If you want to check that out, that's on the I'm Dino Luke channel, on YouTube. So I did that Thursday, and then Friday I streamed. Saturday I had to help Rebecca with her puppies and things like almost all day. She's been overwhelmed with all that, so I was like, I can help her out, you know, feel a little less stressed. And then Sunday I went to a funeral for Josh's uncle who died of terminal brain cancer. He lived past what they initially said, so he was fighting, you know, till the very end. But we had to go to Arkansas, so it was like a long day, long drive, emotionally and physically. I actually got sick Sunday night. Like after we got home, I was like, I looked at Josh, I was like, I don't feel good, and then I threw up. Like that's how, like, I don't know, like I was just either stressed, emotional, like tired, whatever it was. I just threw up. And then I passed the fuck out. I don't even remember, like, when I fell asleep. I just, like, conked out. I was gone. And then Monday, I had to cancel stream because my mom needed help with cleaning the house for an open house because my parents are selling their house. So I did, like, it was like an all-day thing. And it took longer to clean the house because we went out to lunch and my mom goes, hey, you want to go see some model homes? And I was like, I mean... And so we went to go see model homes. I actually got a pamphlet, like a big old folder over here, like, from that. And we spent way longer than we should have at those homes. And then came back and then cleaned. And it was just like... And she was talking about me doing it every week. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this every week. Like, I know it's money, but, like, it was just... I didn't mind doing it. I didn't even want to do it for the... Like, I didn't care to do it for the money. I was doing it because she needed the help for an open house on Tuesday. Yeah. But if it's, like, every week doing, like, little menial... Like, little things or whatever, it's like, I'd rather wait till, like, you actually really, really... fucking need me to help you. You know what I mean? It's just her being anal at that point. Just dropped my pencil. But, yeah, I don't know. I was just stressed, overwhelmed, like, felt like I didn't have a break at all. And so I was like, I took yesterday off. And I was telling all this to Josh. I was in bed. It was so, like, I was like in bed and Josh was cuddling me. And I was like, I'm just going crazy. I was shaking my hands like this. I'm like, I just feel like I'm going insane. Like, I need to get out of here. Like, I was like, I need to get out. And, so Josh was like, okay, we're gonna go eat and then we're gonna go watch a movie. So we went to go get sushi. I got earrings too, because my ear holes have been closing and I keep having to re-pierce my ear. Don't get your ears pierced at Claire's. I'm just saying. Because they're not supposed to keep closing like that.
Yeah, I got my second one pierced at Claire's, but I got my one up here at a tattoo shop, and they say that's actually where you're supposed to get.
You're supposed
even, like, they'll even tattoo, like, I know some people like to pierce their like, you know, their little kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they'll do that at the tattoo shop. That's actually
it's actually better to do it there. Yeah.
Yeah, but, they're more sterilized there, and they're, like, professional.
But yeah, so we did that, got sushi, and then we went to the movies, and Josh was wanting to watch Strays or whatever, that dog movie where they're talking, like, saying some really, it's like Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx and all that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like,
it's really funny and raunchy, and I was like, I mean, I don't mind watching Strays, but I really wanted to see the Barbie movie. I was like, I want to see the Barbie movie. And I went to the bathroom and I came out and I was like, okay, you know, we're walking through the halls and then we get up to the thing. I was like, are we seeing the Barbie movie? And he's like, maybe. And I'm like, oh my God, he surprised me with the Barbie movie. And he actually really enjoyed the Barbie movie. He didn't think he would, but he really did like the Barbie movie.
That's good. Yeah, you were telling me about it. And, I don't know. I'd rather just wait for it to, I don't know, come to, like, streaming or something.
I feel like it was really, really good, like, for not just women, you know, it's, like, for both, in my opinion. But, yeah, so, I've had a busy, like, week and few days, but, the reason why I was, like, mentioning, too, was, me and Josh, on the way back home from the funeral, we had some discussions about, like, what we would want to do, like, when we do pass. Like, do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be buried or whatever? Like, I know that's kind of dark, but he was cremated. His uncle was cremated. And Josh was like, you know, now and after I've seen this, like, I feel like I think I would want to be cremated too.
That's actually a good, you know, thing to talk about, especially with, like, family or significant
like
others.
Even like, you're like, oh, you're young, you're not gonna pass. Like, shit happens. Yeah, unfortunately, shit happens, and it's best to, like, at least tell somebody, like, what you want. Like, if you don't have a will or anything put together, like, at least somebody knows generally what you're wanting. All right. Yeah. So he said that, and he said, so his aunt and uncle were talking about how they wanted to them and their dogs or their pets before them all be spread in a specific spot. I can't remember, but he said together. And speaking of Josh, he's home now. And Josh was saying that he wanted to like be spread somewhere where like he's never been and the kids haven't been, and that they could enjoy that place for him, if that makes sense. Like after being spread out there, like they can have like their time in this new place and have like a good memory in a sense of like spending time at that place. And I was like, well, I've been saying that I've been wanting to just be cremated. Like I don't want to be left somewhere and nobody come visit me. You know? Like I'd rather be on somebody's mantle.
After a certain time, you know, it's like your great grandkids, you know, most likely won't know you.
Yeah.
And
so I was like, well, then if you're gonna be spread somewhere, I want to be spread where you are. So now we have this, like, it's kind of romantic, like us two like being spread somewhere together by our kids or whoever, and like they could enjoy that place like that we've never been to before, like, and like have more happy memories with it than just stay like you know, our urns are sitting on the mantle kind of thing, you know. Because like I've even seen some people accidentally sold their, or not sold, but given their like family members' ashes to like Goodwill. Like somebody's like grandpa was in like Goodwill and somebody picked it up and was like, whose family member is this? I'll give them back to you. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to end up at Goodwill, you know.
My friend, her mom passed and she was cremated and they keep her on the mantle. And the plan is that because I don't think that her dad wants to be cremated. He wants to be buried. So when he passes, they're going to put the mom with the dad inside. And I guess you could do that. And that's actually pretty neat, too, because it's, you know, you're respecting both of their decisions. She didn't want to be buried. She wanted to be cremated.
Yeah.
So she was still cremated, but, you know,
but
she could
still
also
with
be with him.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so...
But, he didn't have the heart to put her... She was cremated, but he didn't have the heart to, like, you know, put her in, like, a... What are they called? Is it a mausoleum?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it's called, but, like, yeah, where they're in, like, boxes, almost, like, little boxes. Like, it almost looks like, mailboxes, you know, like, at apartments.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. But, yeah, I've thought about for a while that I wanted to be cremated. Like, I kind of knew that that's what I wanted. Also, I can haunt Josh, you know? If I died before him. He can't have another girl after me.
This man's gonna be like 80,
he's gonna be lonely for the rest of his life without me. But I told him, I was like, I'll just come in your dreams and, like, you could see me then, you know? I'm that type of girlfriend, alright? He's not allowed to have... I'll scare every bitch that even tries away. I will haunt the shit out of...
I'll let Harold know. He'll help you out.
Alright, yeah. We could be in cahoots, Harold. Alright? Like, you got me, I got you. I'll come help you haunt Queen every now and then.
Hey, yo!
Be like, watch this. And then I just do, like, a weird crawl.
Fuck that, man. Now you got me.
Oh, man. But you would know it's me, let's be real. You would know it's me.
Yo, we watched too much Ghost Adventures, like, last time you were here.
And we can watch some more the next time I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, no. And we watched Spoopies together. But yeah, I never really thought about like what I would want for my funeral though. Like, not necessarily how I want to be buried, but what I want for my funeral. Like, like, where do I want it? Or
I want a list of people that I don't want there. Because you know there's always that one person who wasn't really close to you at all, but they want to talk about
like
how you're their best friend.
Yeah, that's what happened at Tim and Spanky's. Yeah, my friends. There was a few people. Well, one particular person that said that they were best friends, and I remember Tim was like, "I fucking hate him." He told me that.
I went through the same thing with this shit. Trying to be polite.
Yeah, so yeah, there will be one person. Like, I need you, Queen, to be like, or like even Rebecca would be like, call out the bullshit. Be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you'll know.
You assume that you're gonna pass before me?
Yeah, I do. I sure as hell hope I do. Because I don't think I could take it. Like, as dark as that is, I don't think I could take it if you pass before me. Yeah, you're not allowed to. I will go first. I'll meet you there.
But I'm older.
And I'll save you a seat in hell for you.
Damn, is Pancakes here? Cause
well, aren't we all going to hell? Let's be real here. Let's be real here.
If I keep at this, yeah.
Oh,
could have been an angel or, you know, an apostle, and I'm a serial killer turned doll because I was messing with some voodoo.
Who do you voodoo? Oh, but guys, we're gonna probably take a break here. And go potty. I need to get some water. So I'm going to be starting ads so that y'all don't miss any of the podcasts. And yeah, we'll be back, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. So BRB, guys. And we back. Alrighty. So I'm going to do my I have like little segments for this podcast, you know, that I just randomly come up with, alright? So we're gonna do one that I picked out, or I saw this on I don't think it was a TikTok actually, it was just something I saw randomly. It was like, what is it? It's like a superstition thing. It's called Sanpaku Eyes or something like that. I don't know if that's how you spell it or say it. I mean, it's called Sanpaku Eyes. But it's like a Japanese superstition that depending on like where the whites of your eyes are, or like say your pupils are like more up and then you have more white under your eyes, things like that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like it basically signifies what was it? Damn, I forgot it now. It was like either like you like whenever you're gonna die, or like misfortune or good luck or something like that. Or if you're crazy, like indicates unstable mental instability and stuff. And I'll show you, let me move Queen back over here. I'll show you on this screen right here. So for example, if you have Yang Sanpaku Eyes, like Charles Manson here, it basically indicates that you have an unstable mental state. Like if you have the white above your eyes like this, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If you have the Yin Sanpaku Eyes or whatever, physical or mental imbalance within the individual, or like for example, so John F. Kennedy had Yin Sanpaku Eyes or whatever, and they said if you had that, like a certain like amount or something like that. It could mean misfortune. I don't know. I thought we could see, like, we could really look at our eyes here if we wanted to and see if we have Marilyn Monroe had yin Sanpaku eyes. Medical explanations for Sanpaku eyes. So basically it's just if your whites are visible above or below. So it's just literally that. I don't even know.
I'm trying not to look up.
Yeah, just like look straight at the camera. I'm gonna try to take a picture and see if we could do this. Honestly,
you can't see either of mine
because of how my eyelids are. It's kind of hard to tell. So, but like you can clearly see like here that he has white above his eyes, and like vice versa. Like, I think maybe mine's yin because let's go to the screen. Let me zoom in on my eyeball. So I have like. Well, I don't know if it's like a lazy eye or something.
Trying to keep the eye level.
Yeah, so I think mine might be yin, but you can't really. I mean, you could tell on this.
I have a lazy eye.
On this side, you could tell, right? A little bit. But so I would say mine's like yin, right? But they had a superstition of like if you had yin. This is normal. Okay, like let me show you here. So this is normal eyes.
My eyes are red.
And then this is the Sanpaku eyes. So you could have normal eyes too.
Yeah, I have normal. My eyes are red as hell.
But you could see mine. You could, I think, like a little bit on this side. That maybe mine's like yin. Like you could see a little bit under my eye or whatever. But it's so basically it's thought to reveal something sinister about the individual's character. So it's basically Japanese people believe that if you have these certain types of eyes that they mean certain like things about your character, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like the fact that this one says indicates unstable mental state, and then Charles Manson has it. I'm just kind of like, I mean, like that don't show you.
Watching a show called how to something a cult, how to build a cult, how to make a cult, something like that. It's on Netflix, and every single one of those people just like had like crazy eyes, like where you could see a lot of white in their eyes.
On the top or just all around?
All around. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, like they're just like you know, mostly like wide-eyed. See, like they have a picture of Billie Eilish. You know, Billie Eilish has like, you know, the white under her eyes.
But I think she kind of lowers her eyelids on purpose and looks up. I think that's just like her signature look.
Maybe, I don't know. But basically it just indicates like your character or whatever, but I was curious to see what ours were. I know that was like a short little thing, but yeah, it's supposed to indicate your character and reflect like a person's health and destiny and all that. It's like a superstition thing. I don't know if I fully believe it, but like the crazy eyes, I've seen the crazy eyes on people for sure.
Yeah,
like,
I'm looking for this guy. The show was called How to Become a Cult Leader, and it's just it's narrated by Peter Dinklage, but it's very good. It digs deep into you know, the cult and everything like that, and it shows like different chapters based on like, you know, how they got people to follow them.
I mean, it's all like, I mean, I feel like it's all just hitting on what they're at the moment insecure about, right? Like you get somebody at the lowest point and they'll believe anything. Like if they're like homeless and you're like, hey, so if you join this cult, we'll give you a house, food, you just have to attend these services and believe in our religion or whatever, and you can live a comfortable life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they probably hit on a lot of people's, like, mental instability, like, life instability in cases, like, financially or whatever, that, like, people are like, yeah, I guess I could, and then they kind of get stuck in there. Kind of bright. You might have to zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's hard to focus, but this guy just had naturally crazy eyes. But he convinced him and his wife or girlfriend, whatever, convinced a group of people that they were aliens, and they're here to save people and bring them to space before the apocalypse. And I guess his wife or girlfriend, whatever she was, she ended up dying of cancer. And then people started questioning, if she's not of this world, why does she have
cancer and died?
Yeah. And so he came up with this thing, this whole like extension of this belief, saying that she left her earthly body to go to the next level, and her soul or whatever like that is in an alien or something like that that's already up in space. So yeah, it was so bizarre how people can just, you know, listen to something and be convinced by it and adapt to it and just believe.
It's like, I said, I think it's a matter of like feeling like the feeling of being a part of something that you like think is big, or like that it's gonna
something
make a
bigger
change.
Bigger
than yourself. If you're like at a low point in your life and you're like, what is my purpose? And that is like what gives them the like some sort of purpose, like they'll be all in, you know what I mean? Like, I think
that's what these cult leaders do. I think
it's
prey
a lot
on
of
people who have no self-worth.
it's a lot of mentally struggling people that usually join cults and things like that, right? Like they're not mentally well, or they are struggling and they want some sort of peace. So they find that in this, like they find something that they can believe in and that they can like be a part of and feel important and a purpose. And yeah, so sadly that is literally how fucking cults start, is that they pick up people that are at the lowest points of their lives usually and grow from there. And usually it's like those people bring in other people outside of that, right? They convince their friends and their family members, then like, so it's like, honestly, you get one person in and it's branched out into multiple people that they personally know, you know, like a network of people that way. So yeah, I watched.
It's a really interesting show. I think
I've never seen
personally
it.
would like it.
I probably would be interested. I watched this one show on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, or is it not a show? It's a documentary, I think, or whatever, about this lady that murdered her kids and her ex-husband because she was like super religious. She was Miss America at some point or something like that. She was on a pageant show or whatever. She's very popular woman, and she just like got super religious, and it got to an extreme point, and she met this guy that believed that he could see like what was it? It was like he saw numbers on people, he said.
Sounds like being a schizo.
And depending on like the number, whatever, like means you're either a zombie or like a person of God or something, like like you're gonna go to heaven, or you're a zombie, which means you've already died but you're just walking the earth. Basically, that's what So he convinced her, because she was super crazy. He convinced her that and they were in a relation. She cheated. She was in a relationship with him. convinced her that her ex-husband and her 2 kids were zombies and that they have already died and left. And so they ended up killing them. It's a very complicated documentary. Like, I can't tell you who killed who because her brother ended up being involved, believing all that. And then they even had, like, the guy even said, this woman right here and this man, y'all should be together based on y'all's numbers or whatever it was, or something like that. Like, he match made people, so the brother believed in all that, and he was match made with another person, lady or whatever, but he, like, killed the ex-husband for them, and, like, it was very complicated, intense, but it basically cult vibe. Like, he was basically a cult leader. Had a bunch of people that literally believed that he could see, like, tell who's zombies and who's not. And that he was, like, a divine being, basically. Like, he was basically God himself. But yeah, it was
you
really
like that,
insane.
you'll definitely like this. I mean, it's a documentary. And a lot of people that they interview are actual, like, former cult members. The first episode was, of course, notorious Charles Manson, and they were interviewing a lady that was a part of it. So it was really interesting.
Yeah.
The alien one was interesting because the guy that they were interviewing, he almost sounded sane, like, you know, because he was describing what happened, this, and this. And then towards the end of the show, he's like, I truly believe that they're on the spacecraft and, like, you know, they could be floating right above our heads and we wouldn't even know it. And
Still
I'm like,
believes it. After all that, he still believes that. That's crazy to me.
He looked like a man who has seen things. That's all I gotta say. Similar to the guy that I showed you, the actual cult leader.
Yeah.
They had very similar bone structure and just similar a look in their eye. Like,
yeah.
was off.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure they've done studies, but, like, I don't think I could ever understand what would go through somebody's head. Like, I understand, like, you know, if you're vulnerable and everything, but when you know, like, when, like, they get caught and, like, the cult disbands, right? And stuff like that. When you know that all their shit is fake and you still believe it.
He might have not been convinced that
Maybe.
it was fake, you know? I think these cult leaders, they prey on the weak-minded.
They brainwash people.
Yeah, it's easy to, you know, brainwash people who are weak-minded, and they usually target people who are in need of help, or who are people that are in search of, like, therapy or whatever. Because, I mean, it's easy to convince somebody something if they really don't believe in anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just, like, honestly, I would be like, this kind of sounds too good to be true. I think I'll pass. Like, they'll be like, what is it? Oh, we'll pay off your student loan debt, and I'll be like, you know, that sounds great, but, like, I don't trust you. Like, I don't believe that. That's what the government said too, and they didn't pay my student loan debt. So
For real.
So I don't know if I believe you. I don't trust you.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in that show, it's called How to Become a Cult Leader on Netflix, and it's pretty good. Every episode is a different about a different person. It's a documentary. It's pretty entertaining because they use live footage that, you know, happened, if they have it. They have a lot of interviewers, and some of them are former cult leaders or, you know, whatever. And then they do, like, they throw in animations. They don't just talk about it like, you know, oh, he cut up her body and threw her in the river. You know, and like you have to imagine it. They do it like an animation. So you can like kind of like, you know,
get an idea
picture what it was like.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting show. So if anybody wants to check that out,
I'm
I highly
kind of
recommend.
interested, yeah. I don't really watch a lot of TV shows and things. I liked watching documentaries though. Like
Documentaries keep my mind. TV hasn't really been
TV hasn't really been, yeah. It's so hard for me to get into a show now. Like but I'll watch the shit out of documentaries. Like they're so fascinating to me. I watched so many documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah, especially if it's about something interesting. I can't watch a documentary on like, you know, how a door handle's made. That bore the shit out of me. I want to know like a story about someone who got, you know, murdered by a door handle. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, so I watched was it Down to Earth? Had Zac Efron on. Or whatever.
Yeah, I was reading about that,
and it's actually a very interesting show. Like he went places. They talked about like sustainability and like how things like how that like country or whatever wherever he went, how they like do the things and why they do the things to preserve our planet, basically. Like, I'm not saying, you know, like, totally cut out, like, meat and everything else, obviously. But, like, there's, like, better ways they could go. There's even, I think, like, talked about, like, farms and things like that. There's, like, a better situation that's better for our planet that that people have been studying, or, like, different types of, food that they're, like, actually creating or making, like, mutating, or not mutating, but, you know, like, making better, you know, and more healthy and more like sustainable, and it's like really interesting. And he went to like some countries where he actually like learned about the culture too, like did some cultural things that were very interesting to me. I really liked that documentary. I learned a lot. I would have to rewatch it to really give you an idea, like kind of some examples, but like it was fascinating to me. I also watched the most recent like David Attenborough documentary. Basically his last attempt to tell people to fucking get their shit together to save this planet, you know, from all the deforestation and everything else that we're doing, you know.
Rainn Wilson, he plays Dwight on The Office, and he plays I don't know if you've ever seen The Rocker. He did a similar documentary like how Zac Efron did, and it was pretty wholesome.
Yeah,
like him connecting with the people and talking to them.
Yeah, and he eats the food that like is made from those sustainable like things and whatever. I don't know if it's the same documentary, if it's Down to Earth, whatever, but there was one where they went into like I think it was in Italy or something like that, like a small village area or whatever, and all those people lived to be like 100 plus. And they're like, what the fuck are you eating? They're like, what the hell are you eating to live that long? And they're like,
not eating all these chemicals, and
they literally like most of them are like
Taco Bell.
Literally most of them are like, all we eat is like pasta, like handmade cooking pasta. Like no joke. Like they were like, it's not like we eat anything specific that like you would think like it's like a salad or whatever, you know, like to stay healthy longer. Like literally these people are eating like their, you know, pasta, handmade pasta and like and things like that, and they're living to be fucking 100 plus. It's like, I don't know, it could be like also because of like they don't maybe have as many life stresses. I don't know how that village is, but maybe it's like life stress and like the environment. Like they're in this small village. It's not like they have like cars going down this village, you know, the streets all the time, and like causing pollution in the air and that they're inhaling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe it's like a bunch of things contributed, but they went to go study to see what it was that people were doing to live that long in that village. Like, I thought that was very interesting. I was like, I kind of want to know. But also, like, do I want to live to be 100?
Do we want to live that long?
I don't know, man. I don't think I want to live that long now. Like I said, I'm going to go before you do. So.
Oh my gosh. We'll see.
So, if I don't make it to 100, you know why.
Speaking of things that age me, so I ran across this article that right here. Okay. So, I don't know how true it is, but it was on the internet, so it's gotta be true.
It's
right?
gotta be true. It's on the Googles.
So this is supposedly what Gen Z is doing. They're creating a new acronym to replace one that is widely used. What do you think IJBOL stands for? I'll write it in chat.
Can you type it in chat?
IJBOL. 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 Okay. So, what do you think that means?
Fuck do I know?
And then I'm gonna type the acronym that they want to replace it with. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I've seen a lot of articles about it.
I just be off.
I just be offline. No.
I just be offline. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. I have no.
Okay, this is what it's replacing.
Be on life. Yeah, that's a good one.
It is replacing LOL. That seems a little extensive since it's very long.
It's replacing LOL, like laugh out loud.
But it stands for something. I just burst out laughing.
What?
Yeah. It's so much simpler to put LOL.
Yeah, why change it?
But no,
why?
I just burst out laughing.
That's basically what laugh out loud is. Mm-hmm. Why change that? Why change something that's good? That's universal. I would never type out IJBOL.
I know. Members of Gen Z have allegedly swapped out the widely used acronym LOL with a fresher abbreviation. IJBOL. IJBOL.
IJBOL. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I'd be like,
honestly, that's the most ridiculous thing. Like, why make it longer? Why make it more difficult? I guess they just want to start a new trend. That's all.
Why make math more difficult?
Right, that too, dude. Like, I want to homeschool my kids, and I'm so worried that, like, I'm not going to be able to, like, help them. Or I'll teach them the math that I know.
So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, honestly, that's so ridiculous, dude. I don't have any Gen Z terms, but, like, yeah, like, well, I did mention it before, but Rebecca said, like, her sister would text her in just emojis or whatever, and she's like, what the fuck?
Oh, God.
Like, what does that even mean?
They wrote a song about that. LOL smiley face.
Oh my god. My camera's so blurry. But yeah, like, I don't know, why do that? I think it's just they want to start a new trend. They just want to do something that's, like, that's gonna be popular, you know?
You know what the one Gen Z thing that drives me nuts?
Disney?
Cap.
Cap. Oh my god. This camera
irritates me. This
camera be capping right now. I don't know, but
replace shake my head.
Why? SMH. Oh yeah, I didn't know what SMH was for a long time. Yeah, I didn't know it for a long time.
I want to.
My camera is just gonna be blurry, guys.
I want to punch
a Gen Z in the face.
What is-
IWTP I want to punch Gen Z in the face. Jesus Christ. Let me figure
What
out my
is
camera.
considered? Because you know what? They have changed. I think they changed it recently. I don't know, but like what it means to be like a millennial. They were like changing like the dates of when you were born and everything like that. So I'm not sure.
Are we considered millennials or are we boomers?
I hope not.
Like where's the line? Dude, my camera is like, fuck that. Like, you're not gonna be seen.
If you were born between 1981 and 1996, you are a millennial.
Wait, what was it?
If you were born between 1981 and 1996. I was born in 1990.
Okay, so I was born in 96.
I'm right there.
So
okay, so you're considered a millennial.
Yeah, I'm a millennial. Yeah.
You are
like,
not a boomer.
Barely, so I'm not a boom.
You're not that much older than me.
Dude,
yeah,
my camera. Okay, I'm just gonna be blurry the whole rest of the podcast. We got like a few minutes, anyways, like 30 minutes or so, less.
Yeah.
But
82. Okay, well you're still a millennial because it starts at 81. So, yeah, I was 90.
Hmm.
And then before that was millennial has like a different they don't call it millennial, they call it Gen something.
Gen X?
I think it's X.
It's X, yeah.
Gen Y.
Gen X, yeah.
Okay, so basically it's just it looks like 20 years. Gen X.
Hmm.
Baby Boomer, 1946 to 1964. Gen X is 1965 to 1980. Yeah, you're right. Miss your bro. Millennials, yeah. But see, because they see, this article says 1980 to 1994, but it also says /6. So I'm just gonna say to 96.
Hmm.
And then the next one would be Gen Z, which is 1997 to 2012.
I'm gonna try something, guys, real quick.
Oh, hell no. Generation Alpha. 2012 to 2025.
Is your camera dirty? No, my camera's fucking blurry and I've already like got all up in here.
Why is the new generation called Alpha?
Is that after Gen Z?
Yes, after Gen Z is Generation Alpha. That's 2012 to 2025. Alphas are being raised in homes with smart speakers and devices everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
many of them attended school virtually, yada yada. So basically, it's just telling everything that happens. So they're Alpha.
What
My kids
the
are
hell?
Generation Alpha. Hell no.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
What the hell? They just want to like sound like they're gonna be superior than any other, generation, whatever, to make themselves feel good. But yeah,
More like beta, bruh.
Bruh. Gen B, yeah, Gen B. Gen
pretty good actually.
Gen D minus.
D minus.
Oh man, I don't know, but that's gonna be like that's your kids' generation, isn't it?
My ass. Oh.
It would be your kids' generation, my kids' generation. In the future or whatever. I feel like my camera's trying to do like focus, and then it's like
it's like
on fine
rocking
line.
very lightly.
Yeah. Maybe I have a ghosty in here.
Damn, Harold.
Maybe Harold came and visited me. Me and Harold could talk about our plan to haunt Queen in the future. Whatever.
You mean now?
Now? Yeah, just go. Be like, take me over there, Harold. I'll hide under the bed and like grab.
Oh yeah, you can hide under the bed now. That's where Pancakes live, though.
Yeah. Well, Pancakes would be like,
Oh,
let me in.
when I was streaming yesterday, he saw himself for the first time. I was like, "Do you notice anything about my stream? Like, there's an Easter egg in it." He goes, "I hate you." He finally saw the little
things
pancake.
you hit.
Yep.
If you haven't been over to Queen's stream, so we had this idea that she put this pancakes emote that she made, like terrifying fucking. It's like him with the Snapchat filter is like really terrifying. Put him in like her starting soon in her BRB and stuff. Like little like he's hidden in every in each one of them. And yeah, you gotta find them. We won't tell you where they are, but they're hidden in her BRB and her Sursuit and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're on all my scenes plus the gameplay.
It's so fucking
like where's
funny.
Waldo? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Where's
so
Pancake?
funny, dude. It's so funny. I was like, oh my god, that's like the most funny thing in the world that we could have done. Like, the emo is so freaking scary, dude. I'm wondering if I could find the emote or whatever.
I think I sent it to you. Or
And
maybe I
show
sent it to
y'all what this
Pancake.
is.
I probably sent it to him to piss him off.
I think you did probably send it to him more than me, probably. But yeah, like it's a pretty damn good emote, man.
I was just doing some
okay.
random shit.
So if you don't mind me sharing our, there's not really any private too much. It's just us sending pictures to each other to save on our computer. But this is like the emote that she cut, like she cut out his head and shit. Dude, you cut this one out too, right? You did this one.
I have them all. They're all in my Discord server to be used freely.
It's like the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, dude. Oh, hey, and then we also have these. This one's an emo.
It looks so good.
Oh my god.
Hey,
bruh, yeah.
Snapchat is it's the filters for me, man. That's what keeps me going.
We said some really funny shit to each other, honestly, like really dumbass shit to each other. Sometimes, like we're like, was it? I sent you that foot one where it was like my face was the foot. I was like, there you go, free foot pic.
I hate that filter. It's so gross. Just like a big ass foot with like eyes and like your mouth.
It's so funny, dude. But did we have any closing thoughts, or do we want to go ahead and call it a? Oh yeah, if you wanted to again answer the question of the day, it was, have you ever let someone else get punished for something you did? You can comment that on the YouTubes, or comment it here, or even in the Discord under the It Takes Three channel, if you're in there. But yeah, I don't think we have anything else, so we might as well start calling it.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, poor Karina, she's not feeling well, so she did not join us for this podcast. I figured like she probably just needed the rest. Like I was messaging her and she was like not responding, so I thought she maybe like fell asleep or something. Yeah, hopefully she will join us on the next one. Now that I have my audio stuff figured out, we should be able to do, you know, the podcast regularly now. Hopefully, unless if things come up, obviously. But now that I got these fancy new headphones or whatever, I've hopefully made the audio better. Yeah. So yeah, if you wanted to check out Queen on her streams, yeah, you can check her out here. It'll probably, I don't
like
think,
pretty good
yeah, it will
personality
play
traits in my
clip.
opinion. You know, quiet people tend to be
Demonologist.
better.
Boobies is blocking
You know?
it.
In my opinion, best girls are quiet girls.
Ah!
At least when you first meet them.
one is that?
Holy shit, dude! Holy shit! I just heard myself
Absolutely.
talk, bro. I just heard what I said.
He said,
Guys, I
best
don't mean it
girls
that
are
way.
quiet
I
girls.
don't
What
mean it
the
that way,
fuck?
boys. Oh my god.
I like how all it took was for me to interject Luke with.
And then he realized, poor guy, he realized what he said, and
Like,
he was
bro,
like,
Do I stop him right now?
Yeah, so, and
yeah, I was on
also,
last night.
Karina's not here, but if you wanted to check, I think this is how, well, if you wanted to check out Maroon Blade, yes, Maroon Blade, aka Karina and Nathan, go check out their channel. Boobies is blocking the way. Okay, we'll figure that out at some point.
Ooh.
Boobies be blocking the premium content.
I don't have a paraglider! Shit!
And you know what? I'm gonna shout myself out. You know why? Because some of y'all don't watch my clips on YouTube. And you can watch one now with boobies blocking it. Let's see which one pops up. Oh my god.
Get a ASMR burp.
Great clip.
How about that? Was that good?
That was a great clip. Alright. But, yeah, so we'll try to, like I said, do it every other week. We'll see, depending on scheduling and stuff, but hopefully regularly. Thank y'all for being here and watching. And that's the end of the podcast, guys. So, we will see you hopefully in like 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah,
So,
I'll be ready.
yeah, we'll see you later. Bye.